Heal, it is time for language, and we're ready for lesson 152. Lesson 152.
Page 270. So we're ready for new unit, unit 15. It is Tuesday, so you should be dropping your books off this afternoon for me to score. If you're watching this, please bring back your writing folders. I had a grade in there for you. I think for most of you at least. I had a grade in there for you, so you can look over, and if you have any questions like why did I get this grade or whatever, you can ask me. But then bring your folder back today so I can keep it, and I might put some of the work that you've written throughout the year into it so you can save it. All right, let's jump in. So we're talking about compliments. So the title is Digging for Compliments. We all like compliments, right? Like, oh, your dress is so pretty, or oh, you're so good at basketball, or oh, you're such a hard worker. This is a little different kind of compliment. The compliment we're talking about is a sentence completer. Now, there are two parts of a sentence. Two main parts. What is it? What are they? There's subject and the verb. But we have not talked about the third basic part. And we can call it the third basic part because it's pretty important. And so it goes along with subject and verb. We're going to be learning about 4 complements over the next couple days. And the first one we're going to be talking about is direct object, but we'll get to that in a minute. Look at this sentence right here. Michael and Jenna ate. All right, so here are your subjects. Michael and Jenna, it's a compound subject. And then we have the action verb ate. Now, this is a complete thought. It has a subject and a verb. And it could make sense, but it still kind of leaves you hanging. Michael and Jenna ate. Well, and you're wondering what ate what? And it leaves you hanging. What are some words that we could put here? Michael and Jenna ate 10 cookies. Michael and Jenna ate fish. Mike and Jenna ate, yell out some, or ate crawdads. I've never eaten crawdads. They're probably tasty, I don't know. Okay, so cookies, fish, crawdads, those are all could be called complements because they complete the sentence, the thought that the writer was talking about. Michael and Jenna ate what? These complements can be nouns or pronouns, or they could be adjectives even. I'm thinking they could be adjectives. I was looking, yeah, noun, pronouns, or adjectives. All right, so let's jump down to think. Now remember that we talked about that we have subject and verbs, so those are the main parts, but then we're adding a third main part, which is called a complement, which is a sentence completer. It completes the thought. Let's go down to think. Let's read our instructions. Study the following sentences, which will all contain complements. The last 5 are unmarked. Can you identify the complements? All right. So let's just study it. My name is Jared. All right, let's talk a little bit. I forgot to say this. To find a complement, we normally ask the questions whom or what. Michael and Jenna ate what? We wouldn't say whom because they don't eat people. Okay. So in this case, we would ask the question what. So number 1, it says my name is who? Jared. Jared's the complement. We ask who. It completes it. I ate what? I ate eggs for breakfast. What's the prepositional phrase number 2? For breakfast. Notice that complements, sentence completers, do not come in prepositional phrases. They will never come in prepositional phrases. Number 3, Samuel heard God's what? Samuel heard God's voice. The complement is not God's. God's is describing a voice. So the complement is voice. It completes the action. The room grew what? Quiet. The room grew quiet. Number 5, Mom baked a what? Pie for dinner. If you check, read the subject, verb, direct object by itself. Together. Room grew quiet. Number 5, Mom baked pie. both complements because they complete the sentence. Number 8, have your pencils ready. To find the complements, you don't have to mark the prepositional phrases in here, but find the verb. So for your first step, in number 8, find your verb. Ryan can ride a horse well. What's your verb? Can ride. It is a verb phrase. Can ride. It'd be action. Now, to find the subject, you ask, who can ride? Or what can ride? Ryan can ride. So Ryan is your subject. Underline your subject once, your verb twice. Now we're going to try to find our complement. Okay? We're going to mark an example like they did with putting a C over the complement. Ryan can ride what? Ask the question what? Ryan can ride what? Horse. So you would put a nice C above horse. Now let's check to see if it makes sense. Read the subject, verb, direct object, or we'll get to that. Subject, verb, complement together. Ryan can ride horse. Does it make sense? Yeah, it does. Number 9, Pastor Taylor preached a great sermon. Find your verb. What's your verb? Preached. Action, you can do it. Who preached? Pastor Taylor. Now I want you to underline Pastor Taylor together because that is his title, that is a name, just like Queen Elizabeth, President Trump, Pastor Taylor, that is his title of his name, so both need to be underlined. All right, Pastor Taylor is your subject, preached is your action verb. Pastor Taylor preached what? Great. Is great your complement? No. Pastor Taylor did not preach great. He preached what? Sermon. So put a C over sermon because sermon is your complement, which completes the thought. Number 10, Job lost his wealth. What's your verb? Lost. What's your subject? Job. Job lost what? Health. So health is the complement. It completes the sentence thought. All right, number 11, God sent the rain to earth. What's your verb? Sent. Who sent? God. God is your subject. God sent what or who? Ask the questions to find your complement. What or who? God sent rain. He didn't send earth. He sent rain to earth. So the complement that completes the sentence is rain. Put C above rain. Number 12, last one. Dad says the blessing before we eat. What is your verb? Says. You can say. Who says? Dad says. So dad is your subject. Dad says what? Dad says blessing. So prayer. Dad says the prayer. So the complement of that sentence is blessing. Put a C over blessing. Go to the next page. We're now, instead of just calling these words complements, we're actually going to name it. The name of a specific complement, the first one, is direct object. A direct object is a noun or a pronoun. Remember, noun is a person, place, or thing, or idea. Pronoun, like I, you, he, she, it, we, they. Those take the place of nouns. So noun or pronoun that follows an action verb, something you can do. It also answers who or what question. So it's kind of what we've done before, but we're now, instead of calling it a complement, we're going to call it a direct object. All right. Look at this right here. Pencils down. I'm going to show you how to find the direct object. The Boy Scout helped the lady. Find your verb. It's what we did before. Find your verb. No, actually, mark prepositional phrases. Are there any prepositional phrases in here? First step, find mark prepositional phrases. No prepositional phrases. Now find your verb. Helped. What is your subject? Boy Scout. Boy Scout helped. Ask the question who or what? Lady. Ooh, yes. I don't know if we're supposed to underline it. Yes, we are supposed to underline. I'll just write D-O for direct object. Okay. Ostriches hide their heads in the sand. find your prepositional phrases. First step, right here. I want you to find your prepositional phrases first because it takes a lot of words out and makes it easier for your brains. What's your verb? Hide. What's your subject? Ostriches. Ostriches hide what? Heads. How do we check to see whether our direct object or complement makes sense? Read it with subject, verb, direct object together. So take out all these words. Ostriches hide heads. Yeah, they do. Boy Scout helped lady. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay? Let's have your pencils ready to write. Write A. Think of a direct object to follow these action verbs. Answers may vary. It's up to you. Use your imagination. It must be noun or a pronoun. And it must answer the questions who or what. Let's do the first one together. Did you see the... Direct object is receiving the action. Who or what is receiving the seeing? Did you see the candle? Did you see the elephant? Did you see the black bear? Did you see the snake? Those are all nouns or pronouns that you can choose from. Number 2, Alexander Graham Bell invented the... What did he invent? I don't want you to make up something. You actually need to write something that he invented. Look it up in your dictionary or look it up in your encyclopedia to figure out what he invented. Okay? It answers the question, what? Alright, let's go to think B. We're about done. Let's read the instructions. Underline the group of words in the parentheses that will give the sentence a direct object. Be ready to explain your answers. Okay, sounds good. So, examples. Mother walked up the street, the dog around the block. Okay, so I see what I'm trying to decide. I should have looked at this before I got up here. Okay, so underline the group of words in the parentheses that will give the sentence a direct object. Be ready to explain your answers. Okay, sounds good. So we're going to read. We're going to read the sentence, and we're going to ask the questions who or what when we come to prepositional phrases. Whatever phrase or word answers one of these questions, that is your direct object. That is what you underline. Let's do one or two together. We read blank last night. Reread what? Do not guess. They both make sense, but one of them is a direct object, one of them is not a direct object. Ask the questions who or what. We read what last night? Elise. We read a book. A book is a noun. Answers the question what? That is what your direct object should be. Underline it. Number 2. Carlos quickly wrote in his notebook a letter to Grandma. Okay. What would be our direct object? They both make sense, but what makes the most sense when you ask the questions who or what? Carlos quickly wrote what? Did he? What? I'm about to give you an answer. Carlos quickly wrote what? In his notebook? No, it doesn't answer the question what. Carlos wrote what? A letter to Grandma. So underline a letter to Grandma. And actually, we're going to follow their example. So, like when you underlined a book and when you underlined a letter to Grandma, put DO above it. Okay? So this tells us that that is the direct object. Okay? Number 3. We sang blank at Easter. We sang what at Easter? We sang what? Many hymns or joyfully? Joyfully is not answering the question what. So the phrase that is answering the question what is we sang what? Many hymns at Easter. Okay. Hopefully this makes sense. That is all we have to do today. So it's